Bit of a transition subject, this one. But it's Friday, and I don't know. Don't think I'll put this video up on my YouTube. On my Let's Stick Up with Harry YouTube. Don't think that'd be a good idea for the brand, because it's a controversial topic, and it's not really to do with health. So, with that being said, I still think I should make this video for the Friday night. It's cinema time, isn't it? Friday, Saturday night. Plus, I've been watching a movie. Plus, I've been triggered a little bit. And here's something that's going to blow your mind. Maybe not the whole trannies in Hollywood and the fact they're lying to us. That won't blow your mind. You guys should know by now that Hollywood can't be trusted. Illuminati is fucking real. People sell out all the time. You know, all this Illuminati symbols and shit. They sell their souls. You should know that all by now. But listen to this. This is going to freak you out. Sandra Bullock. Let me just tell you. I didn't want this. I'm watching this, The Heat, right? This is a movie that came out in 2013. It's a comedy with Sandra Bullock in it. And I've just watched two, not one, but two clips that give the game away. Now, this is aside from the fact that if you look at Sandra Bullock's pictures of her, if you watch her in movies, you're going to look at a body that doesn't look any way feminine at all. I mean, I don't mean to be rude. I'm not saying she's not pretty as whatever she is. I don't mean that. I mean that you can tell from her body alone, that's not what I'm going to talk about. I'll talk about the clips in a second. You can tell from her body alone that she is not who she says she is. Now, I don't have a problem with transsexuals. I do have a problem with people lying about their sexuality and people lying about their gender. So if she was open about it and said, I was a boy and then I became a girl at some point, I'd be fine with it. But the whole thing of fucking lying is what pisses me off and makes me think there's an agenda behind the people that push her and promote her. She is colluding in a fucking lie for whatever reason. I know this. So aside from the fact she has very small breasts, aside from the fact she has a masculine body, aside from the fact she's really tall, aside from the fact she has broad shoulders, aside from the fact that her hips aren't very wide and she looks like a completely man, aside from the fact her facial features and her nose structure doesn't look like a feminine, aside from these facts, right, watch this movie, The Heat. I bought it for 50p. 50p in CD. Now, there's two clips in here that I've just seen. I haven't even got to the end of the movie. So, from these clips, which I'll explain to you, it's called mockery. They put some clips in here of blatant mockery. Whoever wrote this, right, I know the director's called Paul Craig. I don't think the people that wrote it might have been the director. Just check for you. So, produced by, written by... Quite often they're not. I'm assuming this has not been written by director. I don't think... It says directed by... No, in fact, it's not. Kate Paul. Okay, someone else has wrote this. Whoever wrote this fucking knows that Sandra Bullock is a man. Or was a man. By the way, think of the name as well. Sandra Bullock. Bollocks. That's called taking the piss. And I haven't even got to the clips yet. Sandra Bullock. Kind of sounds similar. You just got a different of one word there. It's called taking the piss. They love to take the piss out of us. Now, the two clips that I saw. First one was pretty obvious, and the second one is blatant. The first one, she's with this other fat girl who's kind of famous, another comedian, and they're working together undercover. And Sandra Bullock has to appear sexy, and she's all dressed up. So, the fat one, her friend, the FBI agent, the police one, what she does is she takes off her arm sleeves, and then she tells her to take off her trouser bottoms, and then what's left is pants underneath. But the fat lady says to her, who's funny anyway, she says, before you get to see that Sandra Bullock is wearing these latex, whatever I just said, I've forgotten, hot pants, the other lady says to her, right, get this, she goes, what have you got down there? She goes, what have you got down there? And you don't get to see that Sandra Bullock hasn't revealed this point, she's wearing hot pants. She goes, what have you got down there? What is it? And at that point, I'm like, so I already know Sandra Bullock is a man. She's a transsexual. She looks like a man. Her name sounds like bollocks are taking a fucking piss. Now they put a clip in where whoever's wrote this blatantly knows that she's a man, is fucking mocking us again by putting this clip where this other lady's telling her, what have you got down there? At the penis. She's looking at the fucking penis saying, what have you got down there? Oh. And then, of course, Sandra Bullock, they have to cover it up a little bit whilst mocking us at the same time. Yes, Judy. Yeah, man, the fat lady. And they have to cover up at the same time and say, you know, oh, what have you got down there? And then Sandra Bullock's like, oh, it's just hot pants. Nope, that's clip number 1. Fucking obvious, man. It's fucking obvious. Now, clip number 2 is even more blatant than this one. This is 10 minutes after this clip. I hadn't even got to the end of the movie. This clip is so fucking obvious now. If you don't get this, you are non-woke. There is an agenda, a devious fucking agenda to lie to us about transsexuals, men being women and women being men, and fucking up the male-female dynamic, divine masculine, divine feminine. They are trying really hard. That's what pisses me off about this, the fucking lies. Now, the second clip. They're at Sandra Bullock and this other lady, to this fat lady's parents and brothers and sisters' house, and they don't know Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bollocks. They don't know Sandra Bollocks. She talks a lot of bollocks and she's got bollocks. They don't know Sandra Bollocks. Anyway, and so as Sandra Bullock is sitting down at the table, the brother, one of the brothers of this lady, says to her, so, now get this, are you born a man or a woman? He actually says that to her. Did you hear what I just said? The brother, as part of comedy, as the brother asks Sandra Bullock's, are you born a man or woman? And then Sandra Bullock goes, what do you think? No. Let me try. There's 2 things in that. There's 2 things. I'm trying to get it right here. She goes, are you... No, didn't say that. At first, no. This is true. This is... I skipped a little bit. The first thing the brother says to her is, are you a man or woman? Not are you born a man or woman. I've got to get this right. Yeah, Shauna, you know. It's fucking true. The first thing the brother says is so fucking obvious. Look at that fucking shit. You know. The first thing the brother says to her is not, are you born a man or woman? Sandra Bullock's in this movie says, are you a man or woman? Sandra Bullock's replies, no. And then, and a surprise, because it's a comedy, and everyone, they're assuming the audience doesn't fucking know it's a tranny, it's their fucking in-joke. Then, the next question is, but... And he literally says this. He says, but were you born a man or a woman? So, he asks her first, are you a man or a woman? But she's a woman now, right? She has to change gender. So she can kind of say the truth. Well, I'm a woman now, you know? And then, to make matters worse and to take the piss and to fucking prove that she's actually a fucking man, and to put it in there to rip the piss out of me, you, and everyone else they're fucking laughing at, he goes to her, but were you born a man or a woman? And of course, she was born a man, and she lies in the movie as part of the mockery. Now you tell me, can we connect dots in that? Can we connect the dots that Hollywood not only must infiltrate the whole community with transsexuals? Sandra Bullock's is just an obvious example, just like Michelle Obama is. You know, and President Bush's wife. They're just obvious ones. There's way more. He goes way deeper than this. But the point is that they must put them in there as part of agenda, but at the same time, these, whatever you want to call them, psychopaths, also like to take the piss a little bit. So they want to give you little nuggets of clues, so that, not to you to connect the dots, so they can laugh at your expense at how stupid we are. And maybe people say, so that they can say, oh, but we gave you clues. You know, we put it in the movies. That, you know, it's you're speaking to a transsexual and shit like that. And this is so obvious. You should watch this movie. Download it and fucking see this. You think I'm making this shit up? Have a look at it. First clip, when that fat lady goes, whoosh, are you she goes, what has you got down there? And then of course Sandra Bullock's, oh, it's just hot pants. No, that's implication that she's got a fucking penis. That's why she said it like that. Mockery. The second clip, the brother asks her, are you a man or woman? Sandra Bullock says, I'm a woman. And then he goes, but were you born a man or a woman? And of course Sandra Bullock says, don't be stupid. Oh, I fucking nailed it. I've known for a while. I've known for a while. There was a movie last year. Well, actually, Lee told me about this when I went to see Lee Robert Mosen of Alkalize to Realise. When we went to see together cinema, we watched with Anna. We went to see, what was it? Ocean's 8 with Sandra Bullock in it. Sandra Bullocks. Some other like, Harry, mate, this is a fucking transsexual. This is transsexual. This is transsexual. And I didn't want to believe it. You know, I knew a little bit, but it broke my heart. You know, you have to have your heart broken to see the truth, not just with like, you know, lies in health, but lies in Hollywood, lies in the music people we look up to, our role models. Who's making the most money? Why are they making the most money? Are they corrupt? Have they sold their soul? Yes, yes, and yes. People like Sandra Bullock and many other people in high powers. I've got nothing against them wanting to change gender if they feel like that in their body, but they're part of the system of lies. So they are advocating, in effect, lying, and I don't know why they do it. They do it for the money. I don't know. Maybe they get worried, threats, I don't know, but I don't respect them. And if I ever see her, I'll fucking punch her in the face. What a fucking tool. They think they've got us fooled. You tell me I'm wrong. You can tell me I'm wrong, you can disagree with me, that's fine. But you just have to connect the dots in really simple ways, yeah? And they give us clues so that we can connect the dots. They give us clues in the movies. The Illuminati music people give us clues when they do stupid things with their hands. They give us clues all the time. Go on YouTube and watch clips on it. It's very real and it's very dark. And I don't like to focus it on too much. This is not a video that's anything to do with health at all. But I do think sometimes it's good to talk about the things like in the truth community that anger me. Because there's an agenda behind it. And I don't want to see the destruction of the divine masculine and feminine and the warped, fucked up lies. That's the key. They're fucking lying to you about a load of things. A load of things. Yeah? Massive things. Huge things. Probably the biggest lie for me is that we are spinning... not even the shape of the earth, actually. Just atheism is the biggest fucking lie ever. There's deliberate deception going on there. That we evolved from monkeys. We are not God-given creatures. Created, beautiful, special, and all-powerful. With the ability to unlock our chakras and kundalini, created by a source. We are all one. That's the agenda, in my opinion. That's the agenda behind all conspiracies. They want us to think that we are just random people in a random spinning ball, whatever shape it is, whatever you fucking think. There is no purpose to life, and by them thinking that we are powerless, have no purpose, and we are not divine, when we actually are divine, and amazing and created, and we all have missions, and we are being helped and guided. They want us to feel like we're all powerless, so therefore we can become easier to control for these entities, and therefore we want to become healthy and happy, and we will have slave jobs, and we will be slaves to their system, and we will go to war for them. We will sacrifice our lives for these scumbags. We will work our asses to live for them. We will sacrifice our being, on the presence on the earth, our happiness and our health for these fuckheads. We listen to Big Pharma and they destroy us. We listen to them for health advice and they fucking kill us with chemotherapy, radiation, surgery and pills. We work slave jobs for them so they can fucking, you know, treat us like fucking garbage. It's really bad. It's really bad. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of them are. It's a very sad state. You know, some people go really far and say everyone is. Now, I don't know, because it's really hard to prove. But what I do like to focus is on the ones we know. Oh, another one that I upset people last year. Serena Williams. Here's a tip, guys. Don't ever tell black people. And black people in America, a big trigger for them. A massive trigger I found out for black people in America. Even in my own health community, people I thought had a good relationship with. Black people I thought had a good relationship in America. They get triggered easily by colour. So don't ever tell them that Michelle Obama's a man, but especially don't go and tell Serena Williams and Venus Williams is a man, because they will delete you and that relationship will be over. A lot of people aren't ready to hear that they're heroes, and especially black people, because they've been through so much suffering in America, so much suffering, and even ongoing now. This racism in America, that's terrible. It's fucking terrible. So what happens is the black people need we all do, but their role models are like Michelle Obama, average. Even some people in the health community, black people, and they're like, they won't want to hear that Serena Williams, who's come from nothing, has a great story on the surface, and Michelle Obama have just, you know, are actually fucking lying to you. They won't want to hear that. They want to focus on the mainstream narrative that, you know, Serena Williams is actually a girl, always was a girl, and her rags to riches story is true. Same with Michelle Obama. It's just a first black president, female fucking, you know, first black female lady or whatever. So don't say that. Careful With what I'm saying to you, you can ruin relationships with people that you build up on Facebook and in real life as well. If you know, you can trigger people easily over what I'm talking. Now, I don't care if anyone gets triggered by my video. You can fucking delete me. That's fine. It's not going to affect my life. My focus is health. This is just a one divergent moment I'm having on a Friday night because it's so fucking obvious and it's important to talk about this shit. But careful. Careful where you go with this, because people get upset and triggered very easily over these topics. You know, and I can understand if you grew up thinking someone was your hero your entire life, like Sandra Bullock, for example. Say you fucking worship her and you've got posters all over your room, and you think, oh, I grew up and I loved her as a kid, and you know, I love her movies, she's my favourite actress, and then you tell them all of a sudden that that's a man. Of course they're not going to believe it. No one is, and they're going to get angry at you and they're going to blame you. They don't blame that person and the lie, which is the truth. They blame you and me. So, yeah. On that note, fucking watch this movie, The Heat. It's fucking hilarious. Every movie now, I just know that there's so many. You guys probably know more about which ones are female, masculine, and transsexual. I'm not an expert at this area. I'm really not. But there's some that are obvious and some that are more subtle. And I don't want to get lost down here, because one thing I did notice is I get depressed if I go too deep in conspiracy. It's not my jam. Some people can take it, but I can't. I'm too focused on learning and helping people, and this is a form of helping people, you know, exposing it, but it's a heavy burden to talk about this topic for too long, because it can depress you. It's like the news. The news gives you a slant of not true, of negativity in life, and that affects your psychology, everybody's psychology. That's why they love pushing the news, fear-based mindset. And what it does is news gives you a warped mindset where you think everyone's out to get you. But then if you go and turn off the news and you go outside, you realise no one's out to get you, and that's the reality of life. Most people are good people, 99%, but the news warps it. Well, same with when and me in the past, not anymore, we go too deep into conspiracies. When you go too deep into conspiracies, you lose your faith in humanity. Now, that's not to say that's not true, all the conspiracy videos, but because your slant is towards the negative in life, that does affect your psychology in a not very healthy way. So it could depress you, because all you're seeing is child molestation, paedophiles in churches, paedophiles everywhere, which is all true, and the elites and transsexuals in Hollywood, and it affects your psychology. And now you can't be friends because you're too much in that fucking zone of negativity, which is not good. You need to like keep yourself happy and healthy and balance, because ultimately at the end of the day, this evil shit is something that I can't stop and you can't stop it. We can be aware of it, we can spread knowledge of it, but I'm in no position in my life, and probably my entire life, I have no position to have any impact on the Illuminati doing this kind of shit with transsexuals and paedophilia. I have no impact on it. Maybe I can talk to the odd person and wake them up, but there's nothing I can do. Whereas, with stuff like health, this is where I can have an impact, and where we can have an impact, because this is our vessel, this is our avatar. I can maximize this avatar. I can learn a shit ton about health from my experiences, and I can pass on that knowledge. Therefore, I can raise the vibration of the people around me, even if it's just people like preaching to the choir stuff, echo chamber. I don't care. You're helping your own community build up. Whereas with the going too deep with the conspiracy shit, I can't help. We can't fix it. We can't stop it. I mean, maybe we can. Maybe I'm just chatting shit, but that's my opinion on it. So, yeah. Yeah, it's very negative to go down it, and I've got lost there. I think if you haven't had that experience, then go and have that experience of getting down the conspiracy rabbit hole for too long, and see how you feel. You can be a really happy person. It could kind of ruin for a time being. You'll learn. You have to learn from the hard way, from your own experience, and I learned the hard way, and I stopped doing that. But yes, I am back on it now because I've been triggered. I'm trying to watch a movie for my own fun and have a bit of a laugh. Yeah, because laughing is medicine, by the way. It's fucking powerful. And then what they're doing in the movie is, whilst I'm trying to have a laugh and enjoy myself, they are fucking mocking me. And the implications are they're trying to mocking everyone that's watching. That's mocking people, my fellow brother and sister, that I don't even fucking know. All humans are my brothers and sisters. That's a mockery of all of us low people. They're mocking us. So that annoys me, not just on my level. It annoys me for everybody. It pisses me off, and it reminds me that I'm pissed off. But they're fucking lying. I fucking hate lies, man. I fucking do. Oh, yeah. Don't get started about the Obamas and the Clintons. Oh, God. I've been there with that research. I don't even know what's going on with that. Like, fuck knows. I mean, it's dark, and it's depressing, and we are never gonna know the truth. We can laugh about it, And actually, Sarah, mate, there's this. You posted something that you took down, I think, or maybe Facebook took down. Like, it's the one way to do it with a conspiracy thing that I do like is to laugh at them. So we'll just putting memes is actually a really good way to do it. Sarah's good at this. I think a couple of people are as well. Posting funny memes is our way of taking back our power, whilst also giving people knowledge on conspiracy. So instead of information posts are good, YouTube videos is how we learn. But I think my slant and I like to do is like add a little humour. So they're taking the piss out of us with, you know, Obama's a tranny and all that shit, and they think they're mocking us. So we mock them back with memes that are funny, because we're in the know, you see. We fucking know this shit. So when we put funny shit up, that's the way. Because, here's something. If you believe elites are psychopaths, which I do, I know for a fact psychopaths hate one thing more than anything. And that is when we, the little people, find it funny what they're doing. This to me is the ultimate way. This is the ultimate thing that pisses them off, the elites. I know this for a fact. I watched Psychopaths of Psychology. I've got good understanding of it. When you laugh back at them in a humorous way, so you know what they're doing, you know about the conspiracies, but you reflect that back in a humorous way, they fucking hate humour. It's the one thing that genuine psychopaths that are born this way, they fucking hate it. Humour. They do. They hate knowledge, but they hate the fact that you know the game. But even more than that, when you reflect their knowledge back to them in a humorous way, that fucking kills them. Fucking kills them when you're humorous and you know about them. Because here's another thing. Some people get like even me now. I'm a little bit angry. Yeah, I'm a little bit angry. So when we show them that we're angry by constantly reacting in a negative way and being needy about it, here's the thing. You don't want to be needy with what you know about conspiracy or anything in life. You don't want to be needy with that knowledge. And you're going to be needy if you get too lost down the rabbit hole and angry. Because neediness is a lack of freedom from outcome. So hear this. People won't take your message seriously as well. If you want to talk about deep about psychology, people won't hear your message properly. Even if you're right. Say you know Sandra Bullock is a man, yeah? And Michelle Obama and the Clintons and all these people are transsexuals, whatever. You know this shit. Now, even if you know that and that's true and you're preaching to people, people can pick up, they're trying to wake up that you're needy. Because you're keeping on about it too much, you've lost the humour, and they can tell you're not free from the outcome, so therefore they won't hear the message properly. That doesn't mean you're not saying the right thing. You just haven't figured out the psychology of how to get to people. The psychology of how to get to people is you deliver information, but at the same time you are not attached to the information. You are not attached to the information. How do you get not attached from the information? By not going too deep down the conspiracy rabbit hole, being a bit aware, maybe I need to be a bit more aware, but not going too deep down it, but at the same time finding humour in what they're doing. You've got to protect your consciousness. You can't let all the bad shit that's true get into your mind because it's going to affect your psychology. You get free from outcome and have a little bit of humour about it and take the piss out of them, and then you wake people up. I think humour is key to waking people up. I also think in health as well, it's very useful to have humour. Humour is a very underrated quality in how to teach people. You know, even me, I take a lot of things way too seriously, but I like myself more when I'm humorous at times. There's a balance. You don't want to be humorous all the time with what you teach and you don't want to be all the time, because then people just think you're a fucking joke. But you get the balance right between, you know, sometimes not being so serious and then also like a little bit of humour. So that balance is the key. Yeah. This is a good psychology lesson from me. My brain is sharp today. You know why? Lots of sunlight. Back on nudism. Very fucking powerful. In the privacy of my own room. And kind of nearly nude outside as well with my shorts on. So very powerful sunlight. Very powerful. Very woke. I think the sunlight is waking me up, by the way, guys. It's woken me up to the transsexual agenda. Yeah. Probably. Judy. Anyway, that's it. That's the message. Watch this film. Have a look on go and do some conspiracy research, you want. Go and Google transsexuals on fucking Hollywood. And Sandra Bullock, go and have a look at pictures of her and tell me that's not a man. And go and watch this movie and the clips I told you. YouTube the clips, I guess. Maybe they'll be on YouTube somewhere. Type in Sandra Bullock, The Heat, and then transsexual, maybe. Because I'm pretty sure someone that's in the white community has actually done this as well. They've actually found the same clips as me and put them up on YouTube and made a commentary. They probably even made a commentary about it, just about what I observed in this film. It's so obvious, man, that you gotta check it out. On that note, that's my Friday night fucking seriousness. This is not going on my health. This is fucking unrelated to health. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching and appreciate you guys being awake. You know, definitely let's keep awake to these agendas and keep doing our stuff. Keep rolling. Enjoy your Friday night or day, I guess. Some take it easy.